That's ridiculous.
That tame Arnautovic attempt a moment ago as Hazard does a nutmeg on Kouyaté. That was West Ham's first shot on target of the game. It's taken them 48, nearly 49 minutes when that was struck. This is Moses onto Willian on the right-hand side. Up against the byline, rolls it back for Eden Hazard. Chelsea playing from left to right as we look down, wearing all blue. I'll give you a reminder of the teams in full in just a moment when we get a break in play. But here's Fabregas into the penalty area. Too well to keep this in, and we did keep it in. But when the cross came in low, Joe Hart was able to dive down and make the save.
Well, this might be a little bit early, Connor, but I'd love, we're going to hear from, I'm sure, plenty of West Ham fans if they're going to lose this with Kelly Cates on 606 later on. I think Joleon Lescott's on with them. There hasn't been the urgency or the fight in West Ham to try and win this game today. Chelsea have had it very, very easy at the back. You've got to go and try and get the ball off the opposition high up the pitch to create chances.
Yeah, we'll give you the contact details to get in touch with 606 closer to the time. But here comes Alonso down the left for Chelsea. Willian's in there. Morata's arriving. The ball went right across the edge of the 6-yard box, and Joe Hart is mightily relieved to see Victor Moses just blaze it over the top. Good break down the left-hand side for Alonso, and at one stage there they were queuing up to finish, but nobody could apply the final touch.
And that's what I'm talking about. There's a break from one end of the pitch to the other, from goalmouth to goalmouth, and only one West Ham player gets within 10 yards of the ball. And I think that's Declan Rice as he throws himself to try and block the cross on a sliding challenge. Every other West Ham player nowhere near the Chelsea team. No pressure whatsoever. Way too easy.
And West Ham normally do build themselves up for these London derbies. This is their 7th London derby this season. They've only lost one so far. Of course, they beat Chelsea at home before Christmas. They've had 4 draws in the London derbies. And 1 defeat before today as Noble on the halfway line sprays the ball to the far side to Declan Rice, steps into Chelsea's half, gives it short to Zabaleta, infield to Noble once again. N'Golo Kante is working hard to narrow down the options, and Noble is forced back into his own half to Angelo Ogbonna. West Ham trying to come on the left-hand side, but Masuaku. And Joe Mario is dropping deeper and deeper in the game, trying to get involved. Helps it on to Mark Noble, over to Zabaleta again on the right-hand side. This is okay, but it's all in the central third for West Ham. They've got to try and get closer to the Chelsea penalty area. Zabaleta tries to scoop it on, literally put his foot under it and scooped it up in the air. Came off Alonso and goes out for a throw into West Ham. So 1-0 to Chelsea here. The latest from the Bahrain Grand Prix with Jack Nicholls.
4 laps to go, and Valtteri Bottas is now just 1.5 seconds behind Sebastian Vettel. The gap was up as high as 5 seconds, but now the Finn can see the Scarlet Ferrari of championship leader Vettel up in front of him. Hamilton is 10 seconds further back. He's not in the running, but we're about to get a grandstand finish under the lights in the desert of Bahrain.
Commentary of those closing stages right now on 5 Live Sports Extra. Here on 5 Live in the World Service, we're at Stamford Bridge. Busy start to the second half, didn't give a chance to run down the teams in full. So Courtois, the goalkeeper for Chelsea. Back 3, Azpilicueta, who scored, Cahill and Rudiger. Moses and Alonso, the wing backs. Fabregas and Kante in the middle. Willian, Morata, Hazard, the 3 who are up front. The West Ham team, Joe Hart in goal. 1 very good save in the first half. 3 central defenders for them also. Rice, Ogbonna and Creswell. Zabaleta and Masuaku are their wing backs. Fernandes, Noble, Kouyaté in midfield. João Mario pushing forward in support of Arnautovic, who's the striker, who's the only West Ham player to have 1 shot on target in the game. That's all they've mustered. Here come Chelsea on the counter-attack. Fabregas gives it to Willian, attacking the edge of the penalty area, looking to go around Creswell. Creswell's done well to stand up to him and to hold him off. Support arrives from Moses. Cross from the right-hand side. Zabaleta's underneath that, close to the penalty area, penalty spot, and he's able to clear it away and get good distance. But Chelsea come again, wave after wave of attack now from the home side. Alonso into Cesc Fabregas. Short, closer to the penalty area is Willian. Noble standing off him. Willian onto his right boot, lays it to Moses, who's onside. He's into the penalty area, and it's put out for a corner by Creswell, and Chelsea are looking much more threatening now.
At the moment, it just feels like it's a matter of time until Chelsea get their second. They're cutting through West Ham like a hot knife through butter. Very, very easy at times. No pressure on the ball. They've got time to have a touch, get their heads up and pick passes out.
Willian stands over the corner. Matthew Harding end. Here it comes, right footed. Morata's header is is over the top. Alvaro Morata, who has scored more headed goals this season than any other Premier League player. And he just got that one too high and over the crossbar.
6 yards out, not quite level with the near post. Loses Zabaleta completely. Pretty much a free header. He does have to step backwards, which makes it a little bit awkward, but you'd expect a player of his heading ability to hit the target from that range.
Here's a question for you, Danny. So Alvaro Morata scored 7 headed goals this season in the Premier League. The record for the most number of headers scored in one season is 9. Who scored them? Who scored the most headers in a Premier League season?
Pass. You're the stats man.
No, well, I would have thought it was someone like Peter Crouch. Do you know who it is? It's Duncan Ferguson. Duncan Ferguson.
There's no surprise. Big Dunk.
9
absolute beast
for Everton in 1998. But Alvaro Morata just 2 behind him. And we've got a break in play here for some treatment for Aaron Cresswell.
And I bet probably 7 of them, Big Dunk put the centre half of the goalkeeper in the back of the net as well.
Absolutely.
Nearly made my debut against Big Dunk. We sat on the bench when he was at Everton. I was at Norwich as a 17-year-old kid in the Premier League. I think he broke both the noses of the 2 centre halves at the time. And I was sat there just thinking, I'm not sure I want to go on. I really don't think I want to go on here. And unfortunately, I didn't.
Right, well, we've got a delay in play here. Let's go back and check on progress at the Bahrain Grand Prix with Jack Nicholls.
We've got a lap and a half to go, and Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes is right behind the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel as they come through turn 11 and then climb up the hill through the right-handers of 12 and 13. Bottas has one opportunity, Jolyon Palmer, to win this Grand Prix, and it's coming up in 2 quarters time.
It is tough to follow through the high speed of 12 and 13, but he's done it well. Bottas is well placed this time. It's going to be an all or nothing into turn 1. Vettel stretching his legs a bit on the straight. Can Bottas get this corner right? Turn 14, hard right, and now on the power.
Hamilton is running in 3rd place. He's about 8 seconds behind this battle as they come across the start-finish line. Is Bottas close enough to get the drag reduction system? Yes, he is. The Mercedes is closing in on Vettel as they come down towards turn 1. Final lap of the Grand Prix. Bottas looks to the inside, but it's half-hearted, and he can't quite get past the Scarlet Ferrari. Vettel holds on. We've got about 1 minute and 10 seconds left of this race, and has Bottas just squandered his only chance of winning the race?
That was worst case scenario for Bottas. Don't be half-hearted when you get there. Either prepare the exit or make the move bold in the first place, but he lost time through the first sector. He wasn't able to attack into turn 4. Vettel still has the lead, but it's Bottas crawling all over the back of him. He's going to have to get unconventional now for the rest of the lap.
Half a lap to go, and there aren't really any more recognised overtaking spots, but Bottas has just got so much more grip in his tyres. They are much newer than Sebastian Vettel's, and they, as a result of giving him more grip, and he's right behind, but he's locked up coming down into turn 10. That'll compromise him a little bit. They're out onto the backstretch now. Bottas will open his drag reduction system again. The hole in the rear wing that allows him to go faster down the straight, but I can't see it coming. I think Vettel's going to hold on and take this.
No, I think he blew it down at turn 1. He was close, but maybe not close enough, but he showed a nose. He lost so much time and he couldn't attack into turn 4. He either needed to commit or just prepare the exit. Now Vettel with 1 corner to go. Looks like he's got it.
Down towards the final corner comes Sebastian Vettel. Ferrari haven't won the first 2 Grand Prix of the season since 2004, but that is exactly what Vettel is going to do now as he comes out of the final corner, takes the checker flag, and victory in Bahrain. He extends his championship lead to 17 points over Lewis Hamilton after a final fight with Valtteri Bottas for victory. Hamilton can only manage 3rd. Back to you, Connor.
Thank you very much, Jack. Chelsea have had the ball in the back of the net, but disallowed for offside. Willian's cross, Morata there to finish it. He was marginally off. Danny Mills.
Very, very marginally. Good spot from the linesman. Difficult to see. But once again, way too easy for Chelsea. On the counter-attack, just no pressure on the ball. And I think West Ham fans, as they're ringing in for 606, 08, 085, 606, 909, 693. Got my numbers upside down for a minute. And I just think, West Ham fans, you cannot be happy with this performance. It's been lacklustre. There's been no fight. You're fighting for your lives to stay in the Premier League. And they've just stood off Chelsea. You might want to give that number again, Connor.
08085 909 693. Kelly Cates joined by Julian Lescott as Azpilicueta plays it through to Hazard here in the D, and he shoots and it hits Ogbonna and it comes back away. I like the idea that someone else is the number 08909 693, and that they're getting all these numbers now from angry West Ham fans. I like that idea. Maybe leave the phone off the hook for a few hours. Here is Rudiger clearing away in defence for Chelsea, but West Ham come again. Masuaku to Arnautovic, held up by Azpilicueta on the edge of the box, and West Ham just aren't winning the 50-50 battles which you need to do if you're battling at the bottom. But Willian has had a poor pass here. Not often we say that in the game. Arnautovic is down on his haunches. Effectively, West Ham are playing with 10 men here. Arnautovic is just hobbling around. Noble gives the ball to him. Classic, very Mark Noble there, say, come on, get on with it. Rolls the ball right to him rather than give him a breather. Masuaku back to Mark Noble once again. Again he gives the ball to Arnautovic. He doesn't want to allow the Austrian to get his head down here. And the ball is whipped crossfield towards Zabaleta, and acrobatically Alonso leaps in and heads the ball out of play. It's a throw into West Ham and they will remain on the attack. Aaron Cresswell, by the way, who when we left to join the closing stages of the Grand Prix, is down receiving treatment. He's okay. He's being patched up again and he's back out on the pitch. Fernandes gives it back to Zabaleta, back into the West Ham half, and here is Cresswell in possession. I mean, you can see what West Ham have been trying to do this season to try and get more experience in. Obviously Zabaleta knows the Premier League inside out. They signed Patrice Evra. They're trying to get steady heads in there, but too often they've just looked all at sea, West Ham, this season. However, Southampton losing again today, and there is this 5-point gap to keep David Moyes' team above the relegation zone for now, and that could be enough. N'Golo Kante, 15 yards inside his own half, gives it up short to Hazard. That's wonderful from Hazard. Left two defenders in his wake, bearing down on the penalty area now. Willian trying to force it back to Hazard, and well, I don't think it was the best pass anyway, but Hazard's run then was impeded a bit by Ogbonna, and Joe Hart was able to come out and clear it away. And the bad news for West Ham is that Aaron Cresswell does have a problem. Joe Hart kicks the ball out of play because Cresswell is down again, and he's going to need further treatment, and that might be it for him.
Arnautovic is walking to the touchline as well. I think maybe have a chat with David Moyes and the coaching staff. He's saying, look, I can feel my right hamstring a little bit. He's just grabbed the back of that. This could be a double blow for West Ham. Patrice Evra is definitely going to come on. Whether Arnautovic can stay on the pitch as well, we'll have to wait and see. But West Ham, they have got experience, but they need some fight. They need some energy. They need to show a little bit of heart at the moment. You know, that's West Ham, especially the fans. We've seen it. They've got the passion. They've got the desire. The players need to start showing a little bit of that as well. Certainly haven't done today.
So Patrice Evra will come on for his third appearance for West Ham. Former Manchester United, Juventus, Marseille player. And Cresswell, who is back up on his feet, gets a little pat on the back from Willian just to check that he's okay, but that is the end of the game for Aaron Cresswell. So will this force a change of formation, I wonder, from West Ham? Will they go flat back four as Patrice Evra comes on? Cresswell still slowly walking.
Well, they need a bit of his enthusiasm, don't they? You know, that's for sure. I mean, anybody that follows him on social media, I mean, but that's what they need. You know, they need an injection of life from somewhere, somehow. Because at the moment, it's way too easy for Chelsea to just... Chelsea have played at three-quarter pace, 75% effort, and they've dominated. Simple as that.
So here is the change. Evra comes on, and a few boos from Patrice Evra.
Is that carpool karaoke you're watching there on the BBC iPlayer?
Producer George has pulled up the BBC 5 Live Sport Twitter page, where they've got the golf team driving into Augusta having their carpool karaoke chat with Ian Carter and Alistair Bruce Ball and Mark Chapman, available on all social networks.
I see John Murray's been binned from the driving duties.
Driving Miss Daisy. You'll get there, but it'll take a while.
He's very, very careful and safe.
1-0 to Chelsea here. Azpilicueta's goal 9 minutes before half-time. West Ham not showing much fight, and they are still playing with the 5-man defence. Patrice Evra is playing left of the three central backs. exactly where Creswell was. Ogbonna stretching in on Morata here. Morata, a little drag back under his tugs, has managed to smuggle it onto Willian. Willian's bearing down on the penalty area now. Rice stood up to him well. Here is Hazard inside the penalty area, left hand side, moving back up his right boot, back up his left boot. Declan Rice was ignoring all the shimmies and the swerves, kept his eye on the ball, won it off Hazard, and Declan Rice clears it away, but then Arnautovic isn't able to hold on to it. Chelsea regained possession back inside their own half. Almost midway through the second half now. Azpilicueta pumps it long. Patrice Evra's got a good head start on Fabregas, and he just cushions a header back to Joe Hart. David Moyes stands on the edge of the technical area and claps. Still only 1-0, remember. A goal from West Ham could be absolutely crucial to the relegation battle, could lift them up to 6 points clear of the bottom three.
They've had one shot all game, that's it.
Arnautovic,
You know, you're desperate to get out of this relegation battle. Great opportunity to get a point here today. Chelsea are nowhere near at their best. Not playing at the intensity that you would expect for the champions to play at. They haven't got an awful lot to play for in the Premier League especially. Great opportunity, and at the moment it's being thrown away by West Ham. You know, that not half-hearted shot, it was a decent shot, but it was straight at Courtois from 20 plus yards out. That's the only shot they've had. They haven't even had a shot off target. That's how poor it's been.
Ogbonna out-muscles Morata. Good defending to roll it short to Patrice Evra, and from a tight corner he's able to wriggle clear. West Ham still pinned back though, level with the edge of their own penalty area. Noble with a good ball onto Fernandes. But West Ham have got to work so hard, goes through so many players, they're still not even up to the halfway line yet. Noble to Evra, now over the halfway line to Masuaku. Conte's a bit more animated down there now, pointing in all sorts of directions at once, trying to get his instructions across. As Rice rolls the ball back to Joe Hart away to our right hand side. Hart's clearance, right footed, high, long, up over the halfway line. One in the air by Alonso, too easy, no real pressure on him there. Hazard, he's got his head up now, attacking the edge of the D. Good movement from Hazard, but there's three defenders around him, and eventually one touch too many. He had Willian to his right hand side. That was selfish from Hazard, probably should have released it. Here is João Mario for West Ham on the halfway line, the man on loan from Inter Milan.
It's got the feel of a pre-season friendly or a testimonial, hasn't it? Which I get from Chelsea. I can almost understand it. But from West Ham, that are fighting for their lives, don't get it in the slightest.
67 minutes played. There's still plenty of time to go here if West Ham wanted enough. Fabregas, 10 yards inside his own half. Creeping now over the halfway line. No challenge. He's run 30 yards of the ball. No one's come near him. Now he gives it to Moses on the right hand side. There's the cross in, headed away by Ogbonna at full stretch on the edge of his own 6-yard box. Alonso collects it on the far side. N'Golo Kante is behind him. More central midfield location now. Hazard low along the ground to Fabregas, 10 yards outside the penalty area, the right hand side. Further out to the right is Victor Moses, plays a 1-2 with Willian on the edge of the box, still just outside the penalty area. Fabregas plays it back infield again to Gary Cahill. Pass. Chelsea back to the halfway line. And West Ham not getting a sniff here at the moment. Lovely manoeuvre by N'Golo Kante to elude an attempted challenge from Edmilson Fernandes. Hazard plays it forward. Better challenge there from Declan Rice. N'Golo Kante immediately in though to intercept and get it back for Chelsea again. Alonso's cross almost came through to Willian. Masuaku's in trouble here. He's lost it to Moses. Oh, the shot from Moses was curling, but just wide of the far top corner. Still 1-0 to Chelsea.
Cut inside on his left foot, absolutely hammers it after a mistake, maybe a bit of overconfidence from Masuaku, and it hasn't quite got enough bend on it as it comes back in. Joe Hart would have had absolutely no chance. He thunders it and it just goes straight as an arrow.
A great shot off his weaker left foot. I mean, he's normally very right-footed, isn't he, Victor Moses, but that was laces through the ball.
I'm not normally a huge one for stats, Connor, but I've just gone through it at the moment. I mean, Chelsea have had 60% possession. You know, they've dominated this, but they've also worked harder. they've run more than West Ham. Now you'd expect that to be the other way around. If you're dominating possession, the team without the ball should be working harder. The team fighting for their lives should be working harder, and that's not the case. And so I wouldn't normally rely on those sort of things, but it's blatantly obvious out there.
Well, yeah, West Ham were never going to come and outplay Chelsea. Their only chance here was to outwork them. And that's certainly not been the case so far. But here's a change, a new man in attack. Javier Hernandez, the Mexican, comes on in place of Edmilson Fernandez. So Arnautovic now has the company of Javier Hernandez, who has scored 7 goals this season for West Ham.
Looks like it's gone 3 up front, Connor. Joao Mario has gone into almost a false 9 position. Arnautovic has sort of drifted out to this left-hand side, and Javier Hernandez, Chicharito out on the right-hand side.
Well, he's actually done okay, Javier Hernandez, given that he's had injury problems. He hasn't played that much. When he has played for West Ham, and a team that haven't been doing so well, he's pretty much averaged, round about a goal every 3 games, and consider, so many of those have been sub appearances and stuff. That's not too bad. So if they get him a chance, he could put it away. But the big question is, can they create a chance for him? Because so far in this game, West Ham have had 1 shot.
From 25 yards,
Daisy cutter,
which was straight at the goal, and Courtois literally just fell over and saved it. Very, very comfortable for him.
A reminder, 6:06 coming up with Kelly Cates and Julian Lescott. Want to hear from Arsenal fans. It's 5 wins in a row now. Is everything all right at Arsenal? From what I could tell, as we've seen sort of glimpses of the game, some horrific defending from Arsenal, but they came back to win that match 3-2.
You know what happened, Connor? They'll finish wherever they finish, 6th or 7th in the league, and they'll go on and win the Europa League
and get into the Champions League.
They'll get a trophy, they'll get back into the Champions League. Arsene Wenger will sign a 2-year contract, and some Arsenal fans
will lose their reason.
Yes.
Morata leaves the ball behind him in the penalty area. Noble was able to nip in and nudge it back to Joe Hart, who clears it right-footed down towards the halfway line. Hernandez.
Okay, we're just going to leave our commentary for a...
Baby, don't hurt me no more.
Okay, so we also back here on Joy 99.7. Of Chelsea and West Ham United. Now though, we've done 71 minutes inside the game, left with 90 minutes, and it's Chelsea who are leading by a goal to nil. And David Moyes has made a change. He's brought on Hernandez. Yes, he wants to see if Hernandez can do something in a game for the side, but they are trailing by a goal to nil at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, as Eustace mentioned after the first half, they need this win at all costs, especially when they want to see if they can break into the top 4. It's not been a bad performance from Chelsea in the second half, and I think that the Moses goal, the Moses chance should have gone in, because it was very close, and it was just unfortunate that the goal scored by Morata was ruled as an offside.
It was very marginal. Benedict. But I think the referee was right on the offside decision there. Willian also had a narrow one, and Chelsea is playing in a way that shows they're a little vulnerable, because West Ham are fighting relegation, and they've brought on Javier Hernandez, and they've just scored. All right, so
the man who just came on for West Ham United has equalized for them. That's Javier Hernandez. He has just scored for West Ham United. So now it's 1-all. Chelsea 1, West Ham United 1. Chelsea 1, West Ham United 1. We've done 72 minutes inside the game. It's Chelsea 1, West Ham United 1. 72 minutes. Now it's game on.
Yes, Chelsea needed the insurance goal. They needed a second goal, because you could see Conte was furious on the sidelines. He was just issuing instructions here and there, because he could see that they were just enjoying possession, and they thought the game was already won. This is a team going to the championship if things go wrong, so you should expect a fight back. You need to secure the win, a second, third goal if possible. And now Chelsea have it all to do. It's back to the drawing board for them again.
And what a goal that was from Hernandez. And Moyes is so elated on the touchline. He'll be saying to himself that, yes, the card that I played has yielded results.
Moyes has been a bit negative himself. If he had been a bit more adventurous, because he's stuck to the 5-back even after the halftime break, and then took off Fernandez and brought in Chicharito. He needed the attacking bite, somebody to support Arnautovic. He's always in the right place at the right time, Javier Hernandez. So, I mean, this is what we expect of him when he's on the field of play. They have something to fight for, so they'll go at it.
And as we always say, the Chelsea defenders were caught ball watching, and Hernandez, just when he was in a very good position, punished them. And now it's 1-1, and you look at how Chelsea are trying to quickly respond. This is the time they really have to watch out, because in these times you can make some silly mistakes, and that will really cost you.
Yeah, they are vulnerable to the counter-attack now because they have to pour all men forward. Tottenham have some few difficult fixtures. I think they have a game against City coming up. So Chelsea need to be in the position to capitalize on any mistakes by Tottenham to try and make it into the top 4. But if you are drawing at home to West Ham, I mean, you don't deserve to be in Europe, and that's the honest truth about it. So as the game is going, the West Ham have grown in confidence, and you can see that they are just
now the trend has changed. Unlike in the last 15 minutes when Chelsea were piling pressure and were possessing the football, now it's gone the way of West Ham United, because of the changes they made. One was Patrice Evra, which stabilized the left back position. Willian was taking advantage of the left back until Patrice Evra came, and since he came on, William has been very, very quiet on that side, same as Victor Moses, and then he brought on Hernandez, who has just got an equalizer for them. So it's 1-1. We've got 15 minutes to end the game. If you're listening to Joy 99.7 FM, you're a Chelsea fan, let me hear from you on what you think on the current results. Well, we've got 50 more minutes to go. Let's see if something can happen. But looking at how Chelsea are playing now, well, I don't want to say that Chelsea can lose this game. I mentioned it, that probably maybe...
No, they are going to win it.
Chelsea will still win.
Yeah, I think Chelsea will
still win. All right, the
win.
Headmaster just had a chance, but it went wayward. So the Headmaster is Morata. And as they mentioned, he's the only player in the EPL who has scored more goals with his head, which is phenomenal.
7 goals.
Amazing. All right, so you're still here on Joy 99.7 FM. 0244-340-437 is a WhatsApp line. 0244-340-437. Also, my personal Twitter handle is at Kwesi Benedict. You can post your comments there as well. And then you get us on the Joy Sports GH Facebook page, as well as Twitter page, and Joy Sports GH and Joy 99.7 FM Facebook page as well. Let's hear from you on what you think of the Chelsea game currently ongoing. Also yesterday, the game that was played in the English Premier League, the Manchester United Manchester City game. If City had won that game, it would have been all over in terms of the English Premier League title. But well, they still have a chance to do that next week when they come up against Tottenham Hotspur. But in midweek, they will face Liverpool. That's the UEFA Champions League second leg game. Liverpool go into that game with the 3-0 first leg score. Also here on the local scene, we'll update you on what's going on with the Diana Stars in the CAF Confederation Cup. What comprehensive win at the Doma Park. Diana beating Forza Juniors of Madagascar by 6-1. We'll talk more about that, and also we'll update you on what's been happening in the Ghana Premier League. 2 matches were played yesterday. Wafa or Mina Sharks ended 1-1. Dwarfs and Bichim United was also 1-1. In Tala is this afternoon. They've beaten Wafa by a goal to 0 in Chelsea. Accra Hearts of Folk 3-0 in favour of Bekum Chelsea, and Ash Gold also have beaten Kumasi Asante Kotoko by 2-0. Ash Gold to win this season in Ghana Premier League, but we'll see how that will go. And Dreams FC drawing goalless with Karela United. Later tonight we'll have 11 Wonders. They'll come up against Liberty Professionals. So Idiana were not involved in the Ghana Premier League. They should have played Mediama FC, but because of the engagement in Africa, now Idiana Stars postponed, and Idiana went ahead and defeated Forza Juniors of Madagascar by 6-1 in their game. So still on the Chelsea and West Ham United game. Now there's been a change for Chelsea. That's Olivier Giroud, who is still looking for his first goal since joining Chelsea from Arsenal. He's come on for Morata. Good call.
Very good call. I mean, Morata looked like a player out of sorts. He didn't have the bite. He was trying to muscle players and stuff like that. His style of play is really... It was really easy for the centre backs of West Ham to take him out, Ogbonna and co. And they've also brought on Pedro. So he's adding more bite to the wing. So I'm hoping that Chelsea... I believe that Chelsea can't let it go. They'll put a late fight back on this, and they'll take all 3
Well, and
points.
this is the time they have to really be cautious because you are pushing.
They're vulnerable to the counter-attack.
Exactly. And you know, Hernandez and Matovic, these are guys that are very sharp and can punish you on any day if you sit back and always look at the attacking option and not look at your defense. So Antonio Conte must check that out. But still is West Ham United who are dictating the pace of the game. I said they are leading. They've just equalized. So that was nearly that could have been the second goal for West Ham United.
Yeah, of course, they are leaving spaces at the back, and West Ham have to be aware. They have to be alive to exploit these vulnerabilities. The way I see it is going to be an end-to-end game. We, the neutrals, are looking at a very exciting game. Go! Wow, that was so narrow.
Yeah, he nearly
fantastic
went
effort by Marcos Alonso.
Marcos Alonso, but that was a great save from Joe Hart, and this like a second wonderful save we've seen this afternoon from the man, and he's so on. Getting a call, getting the number one in the World Cup for England, and that explains why he's putting up.
He's on top of his game.
Yeah, he's on top.
But Chelsea have flooded the box now, Benedict. You can see that.
But that's what they have to do. I mean, they have to get a win, and if you want to win,
they shouldn't have waited this long, because they could have wrapped up this game ages ago with the dominant play, all the possession. Possession doesn't win you points.
Okay, so we go back for the commentary at Stamford Bridge after, which we look at the other games. This is Joy 99.7 FM.
But suddenly now the game's really come alive.
It's a funny game. I mean, this
is what we expected from the start, Connor.
Exactly. This is what we wanted earlier. It's great now. Masuaku clears it away. Just clearing his lines. Pump long into the Chelsea half. Rudiger controls in front of the penalty area.
We'll all accept mistakes. We'll all accept passes go astray. People miss chances. But we will not accept, especially in the English Premier League, we will not accept.
Hazard into the penalty here, tries to shoot first time. O'Connor stayed with him. Hazard's going to get a second bite here. Flicks it onto Giroud, and good defending by Declan Rice. Masuaku will complete the clearance, hammers the ball off Willian, and that goes out for a throw into West Ham. Left full back position for them. First real chance for Olivier Giroud, and he was well defended. 10 minutes to go. West Ham are preparing to bring on a striker. They brought on Hernandez, and that worked pretty well. Jordan Hugill, the man who joined from Preston in January, he's getting ready to come on. Here is Marcos Alonso for Chelsea. Good ball into the penalty area. Hazard controls with his back to goal. Noble gets a little touch on it, but he can't win possession. Pedro, good cross, diving down to his left. Joe Hart makes the save.
Last throw of the dice for West Ham, with probably including injury time. 10 minutes to go, but also Chelsea have just upped the tempo now, haven't they, since that goal as well. They've gone, hang on a minute, we don't want to lose, we don't want to draw this game when we were so comfortable, and they look like they're going all out to win it as well.
Arnautovic, who had been all bluster, has now gone quiet again. Javier Hernandez plowing a lonely furrow down the left hand side, and the referee says that's a foul on him by Azpilicueta. Free kick to West Ham. This actually could be a good position for a free kick. It's 15 yards outside the penalty area, out by the touchline on the left. It's a good angle here to try and whip a ball into the penalty area.
Referee doesn't see that in the slightest, he guesses. There was a tiny little contact, almost clipped his heel very, very slightly, but it was away from the referee. It was our side, referee was on the opposite side. No way he could have seen that. Hernandez jumps up in the air, and I think the referee guesses at that one.
David Moyes is pointing at his players and said, come on, get up in the penalty area. Arnautovic for some reason was hanging around the centre circle. Now he's moved forward. Here comes the delivery from João Mario. Just needs a touch. Headed away by, first of all, Cahill, and then Fabregas with the clearance. So this is N'Golo Kante, and now West Ham have got to get players back. Hazard pushes away the attentions of Declan Rice. Pedro can't control in the penalty area, and now after Chelsea committed players forward, it's West Ham's chance to counter-attack. João Mario onto Arnautovic. He's got Hernandez to his left. Arnautovic is yelling for it. He couldn't walk a minute ago. Now he's sprinting and yelling. Here's the delivery into the penalty area. Not good enough from Hernandez. Headed away from Gary Cahill, and it feels like extra time in a cup semi-final here now. It's end-to-end at Stamford Bridge.
Well, you feel that someone's going to get one big chance in the next probably 10 minutes. Can they have that composure to tuck it away when it comes along? The game has opened up incredibly. Chelsea attacking, wanting to get the winner. West Ham doing exactly the same. Arnautovic going from sort of almost lame duck at some points to suddenly getting his sprinting boots on. Oh well, going to be very, very interesting.
Well, we thought it was going to be Hugill coming on. David Moyes has changed his mind. Josh Cullen will be the substitute to make his entrance onto the pitch for West Ham, with just over 6 minutes of normal time to play here. And it's João Mario. Well, I'm surprised at that. Arnautovic, who looks like he will need a wheelchair to leave the pitch. He's so incapable of moving. And yet João Mario is the player who's been hooked.
Is there any law that says you have to jog off the football pitch?
No, you can be told that you're wasting time. So it's that the interpretation of the referee is, are you wasting time? And nowhere does it say you must jog off.
No, so if you just walk off normally,
every team does.
Yeah, I don't get the point. Just want to walk off.
Josh Cullen, only his second appearance in the Premier League this season. Played a few FA Cup games for West Ham. He's been brought on now, the Irish midfielder, to try and give some energy for these closing stages. I'm surprised João Mario went off, and he didn't look very pleased about it either.
He looked a bit surprised, didn't he?
He was like, well, me? I'm really interested to talk about Arnautovic, because before that free kick, he was hanging on the halfway line with this big feeling sorry for him face. Everyone went over and had a word to him, said, look, any chance, just go and feel sorry for yourself up in the penalty area. You might get a chance. And David Moyes said it as well. But he's clearly not very interested when he doesn't have the ball, Arnautovic. But they know that he's capable of brilliance, and that's why they're leaving him on the pitch. Masuaku on the left, and now he's full of running now because the ball comes to him. Arnautovic flicks it in field of Cahill. He's into the penalty area. It's a great surge. N'Golo Kante stops him. They appeal for a penalty. I don't think so. It's a good tackle. Referee says no, but that just sums up Marco Arnautovic.
A very, very good tackle from N'Golo Kante.
Here come Chelsea down the other end. Great finish to the game. Fabregas into the box. Hazard shoots. Saved low at his feet by Joe Hart, and then he dives to the ball to smother it.
Arnautovic only just getting to his feet. He goes through. It's difficult to see from that. The ball gets moved from as the tackle comes in. So I'm going to say he gets a bit on the ball. We're now looking at the referee's view, and it looks. The angle that we've got, does he get a bit of the ball or not? It's very, yes, from that, I would say yes.
I think that's a fair tackle. Yeah. You can see why there's appeals. Of course there are. In a game this tight, this late, any challenge in the penalty area, it's a sliding tackle, but he gets the ball.
When you look at all the angles and look at the way the ball moved and the tackle, even if I think he did touch the ball, and I don't think it was a penalty, but even if it had been even closer, I don't think the referee can give that as a penalty. There's no way he can see.
He goes for the ball, he wins the ball, it's not a penalty. Fabregas towards Giroud on the edge of the penalty area. Hazard tries to dance in between two defenders and fails to do so. Noble forward for West Ham. Hernandez tried to pounce on a hesitation by Gary Cahill, but Cahill recovers and gives it to Rudiger. Chelsea 1, West Ham 1 and 5 odds. 6:06 to come with Kelly Cates and Jolyon Lescott this evening. 08085 909 693 is the number to call if you want to get involved and get on 5 Live tonight. Patrice Evra sliding in the West Ham penalty area, gets a touch to clear it out of the box. Kouyaté now, who's got a bit left in the tank, but so too Marcus Alonso, who tracked that run and made the tackle. It's a much better game now. These last 10-15 minutes have been excellent to watch. Willian controls, wide on the right hand side. Here comes the cross, into the middle. Giroud is up, headed down, it hits the post. Joe Hart at full stretch, and it comes off the woodwork, and it must have
great save.
Put the fingertips so hard because it's a corner.
Unbelievable save. That's going in.
Oh yeah, it is a save.
Joe Hart, something's happened in the box there. Someone's gone down injured, I think. But Joe Hart has made 2 or 3 unbelievable saves in this game. If people were doubting his ability, watch the highlights, match the day 2 tonight. But all those people ringing into Kelly and Jolyon, especially West Ham fans, why have you waited so long? It took 80 minutes to start even making real efforts. We're just watching the save again, Colin.
Yeah,
it's a brilliant save. Look at this.
Yeah. Giroud could have won it there. Fingertipped onto the woodwork. Excellent save from Joe Hart. That's Joe Hart at his best. Made a good save in the first half as well. And now the corner for Willian, the short run up. Arnautovic helping out of the front post, make sure that Azpilicueta doesn't have a clean header. Chance of a counter-attack now. Masuaku, though, is beaten to it by Willian. Chelsea come once more. 90 seconds remain of the 90 minutes. It's going to be at least a few minutes added on for stoppages with that injury for Creswell, which took a while. This is Hazard. Oh, he's cut in field. He's on his left and he drills it. And it's blocked away. They come again, Chelsea. Willian, 10 yards outside the penalty area, right-hand side. Poor ball, too far in front of Fabregas. He was trying to be too clever there, Willian, and he's given possession back to West Ham.
Right ball, wrong player. Needed to be the other way round. Needed to be Fabregas playing that ball through for Willian with his pace to have a chance of getting on the end of it. But just go back to that. Joe Hart made an incredible save just before the goal that led to the corner. It was a brilliant save with his feet. Second half, a fabulous save from Marcus Alonso. And just there, I mean, that earns West Ham a point if it stays like this. Simple as that.
Chelsea are preparing a very late change. Emerson about to come on for only his third game for Chelsea. He'll only get a few seconds. Everett stretching. Arnautovic challenged by Azpilicueta. Masuaku plays it forward. That's a tired pass now. Just giving possession back to Chelsea. Rudiger onto Alonso. Chelsea come forward on the left-hand side. Is there to be a big finish here? Is there to be a late winner and a sting in the tail? Chelsea have already been in front for long periods in this game. The goal from Azpilicueta in the first half. And then Javier Hernandez, who's on the ball now, came off the bench. Only a second touch of the ball, bang into the back of the net for 1-1. Kouyaté was trying to dig it out there to Zabaleta. It's intercepted and Chelsea get it back once more. 5 minutes are being added on for stoppages at the end of this game. Fabregas on the halfway line. N'Golo Kante forward to Pedro. He should have very fresh legs. He's not been on long at all. Here is Hazard, right-footed cross. They're trying to find the head of Giroud. And Arnautovic on the edge of the penalty area does just enough. Chelsea come again. Willian on the right-hand side. Ball motionless in front of him, dancing over it Sambaston. Here it comes, right-footed cross off Arnautovic. And Chelsea, in stoppage time, have a corner.
Willian Hazard have been brilliant, I think, all afternoon. Willian there, same old, just the same trick every single time. Threatens to go inside, little flick to the outside. You know he's going to do it. Somehow you still can't stop it.
When your trick is that good, you only need one trick. Zabaleta has fallen to the ground inside the penalty area. And Rudiger showing remarkable upper body strength. Just bent down and picked up Zabaleta as if he was picking up a puppy there. He said, get up, I didn't touch you, all the rest of it. Referee needs eyes in the back of his head. Kevin Friend, all sorts going on there in that penalty area. It is a corner in stoppage time. Willian patiently waits. There's the whistle from the referee. Willian, right-footed cross, headed up and away by Patrice Evra at the front post. Fabregas will collect for Chelsea. All the players huddled in the final third, in around the edge of the West Ham penalty area, and the 20 yards that come out from that. Here is Fabregas. Lots of time here to get this right. Plays it towards the back post. The header there from Cahill. No power on it. Comfortably gathered by Joe Hart.
The stretching, having to step backwards a couple of times as well, and that means you can't get any power in the header, as you said. Easy into the arms of Joe Hart, who's now trying to run the clock down. I think now West Ham will happily take a point.
Joe Hart pumps it long. Yeah, when they looked at the run-in and the games that they could think, will we get wins, will we get draws, they won't have been banking on too much here from Stamford Bridge. Anything is a bonus away from home against Chelsea. But what an important point this could be to really put an insulation now. They can afford to lose in a few games and not have a big, massive panic, West Ham.
I'd love David Moyes to come out afterwards and say, you know what, we got a little bit lucky today. We were a little bit fortunate. We were nowhere near.
Here's Arnautovic. They might be about to get even luckier. He plays it off the defender and puts it out for a corner. That was clever from Arnautovic. He had no one to aim for the middle, but he's played it like a cross, hoping it would do just that. And he gets a corner. Corner to West Ham. Now, can you imagine the scenes if West Ham could score a goal here and win the game? They're not committing too many forward. Rice has been urged to go. Ogbonna is staying. I mean, I don't know, it's stick or twist. They don't want to lose the game either. I can understand the caution. Noble will be the man to take the corner, and he rolls it short. And then that's really poor. They're just giving the ball back to Chelsea.
Come on, put the ball into the box. Go for the win.
At least buy a ticket. You can't win the ladder if you don't buy a ticket. Azpilicueta clears for Chelsea. Will West Ham be punished for that mistake? This is Hazard, 10 yards outside the penalty area. Great ball to Pedro on the left-hand side. Pedro into the penalty, shoots, takes a deflection off course, and it goes out for a corner down the other end. Corner to Chelsea, and we've got 1 minute of stoppages remaining.
Well, Chelsea certainly not settling for a point. West Ham got to keep their concentration, got to attack this ball.
Placed by Fabregas. No time to waste now. Here it comes from the Spanish international. Came off the top of Azpilicueta's head. Falls for Pedro. Left-footed volley. Underneath it. Ugly shot. Way too high. Sails over the crossbar.
Wouldn't quite drop for him. And I think it was Rice, was it closing him down? He maybe had to just take it a fraction earlier than he wanted to, and as he swung, just got underneath the ball. But we're just looking at David Moyes, and I'm honest. I would love him to come out and say afterwards, you know what? Yeah, you know, we rode our luck today. We got a little bit lucky. Our performance up until 75, until we scored 73 minutes, was poor. You know, Chelsea could have scored a lot more. You know, I made a substitution. It fell to him, and somehow we got back in the game.
They certainly have rolled their luck today, West Ham. 1-1 it is. It ain't over yet, though. N'Golo Kante onto Pedro. Little touch from Hazard. Not a good touch. Kouyaté picks it up for West Ham. West Ham just want this game over now. Zabaleta pumps it long. That's just giving it back to Courtois. Chelsea will get one more chance. They've played the 5 minutes. Fabregas on the halfway line. To his left is N'Golo Kante. Little glance at the watch from Kevin Friend. N'Golo Kante, poor ball to give away possession, and that is indeed that. Boos around Stamford Bridge from the Chelsea fans. It is a 1-1 draw, and it's a point of enormous value to West Ham and their bid to remain in the Premier League. Having beaten Southampton 3-0 last weekend, 4 points from 2 games. That is just what the doctor ordered for David Moyes. Danny Mills.
Well, somehow West Ham have come out of this game with a point. Not quite sure how it happened. In all honesty, they were really, really poor. There was no fight, there was no energy, there was no passion whatsoever. And we started out, you know, we were asking questions about that. And then, out of nothing, it's a poor header from Gary Cahill. Arnautovic just cut it back, and it fell to the substitute, Javier Hernandez, who swept it in. It's a really good finish.
And quickly, Denny, great results for Tottenham as well, with Chelsea just picking up the 1 point. Tottenham are 10 points clear in that race for the Champions League.
I think top 4 is now done. Can't see that changing in the slightest.
So, the goals here from Azpilicueta in the first half, from Javier Hernandez in the second half. Chelsea 1, West Ham 1. 6:06 coming up very shortly with Kelly Cates and Julian Lescott. 08085 909 693. You can text 85058. Right, let's get up to speed.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
All right, so thanks so much to our partners, the BBC, for full commentary of the Chelsea-West Ham United game. At the end of 90 minutes, it ended 1-1 at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, West Ham United 1. Azpilicueta with the first goal for Chelsea, and then Chicharito Hernandez getting an equalizer for West Ham United. So, well, it looks like the top 4 is done now. Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, and then Tottenham Hotspur. Well, we see between Liverpool and Tottenham who will be third, but still there's a place to be second. But Manchester United firm grips of the second spot after beating Manchester United City yesterday at the Etihad Stadium. So that's the story of the English Premier League today. The first game was Arsenal and Southampton. That game was played at the Emirates Stadium, which Arsenal won by 3-2, and it was Danny Welbeck who scored the 2 goals for Arsenal, and Southampton also scored 2, but it ended 3-2 in favour of Arsenal. 2 players got a red card, one for Arsenal and also the other for Southampton. And Chelsea just now they've drawn their game with West Ham United by 1-1. So still on the sports station Joy 99.7 FM is the Joy Sports Arena with me, Benedict Too. So I'm still here with Eustace Akwe, my EPL member. Eustace, I mean, yeah, you mentioned it. You were very optimistic that Chelsea were going to win, but the tactical change by David Moyes paid off.
Yeah, it's been said over and over again that Antonio Conte doesn't seem to have a plan B. He dominated the game. Yes, he didn't score as much, but when West Ham made those tactical changes to improve the attacking setup, he should have just shuffled his front line a bit. Yes, he brought Olivier Giroud he brought Pedro, but they were stagnant playing in the same position. When you throw everything forward, there should be a mix. Willian should have gone to the left a bit. I mean, there should have been interchanges. But it seemed he was just pushing in one direction, just float the ball to Giroud. You have to put the mix to it. But I'm really surprised Chelsea couldn't get all 3 points, and that's curtains for the top 4 for them this season.
So if you look at the English Premier League table, between Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea, it's 10 points difference. So Tottenham 67, having won their game yesterday, 2-1 against Stoke City, and then Chelsea drawing 1-1 just some few minutes ago. So it's 67 as against 57. Liverpool also with same points as that of Tottenham Hotspur, but goal difference, Liverpool have 32 as against Tottenham Hotspur, which is 31, sorry. So that's the way to go, and gradually we are getting there. And as Eustace have mentioned, for him the top 4 is done. Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur. You out there, what do you also think? You think that Chelsea can still make it into the top 4? We've got 5 more games to end this season's English Premier League. Can Chelsea make the top 4? And well, we'll see.